Well, hi guys, welcome to the train room. Okay, I'm going to be starting the next step in the layout build. I guess we're going to call this 5.5, I guess. I'm going to start the process of building the liftgate. So I've done a few clips of the process of building the liftgate. Using the DC Concepts PowerPoint connectors as an alignment pin and as a power connection point to get the bus feed from the main layout to the liftgate. So follow along as I go through this build process and see how the build turns out. Okay guys, that's it for now. Back in a bit. Well, hi guys. Okay, I'm now in the garage. I'm going to start the build process of my liftgate. So I've created a cut list. I'm going to cut all the material up to fit the gate and see where I end up. Now I decided that the liftgate is going to be approximately 30 inches wide, and I need to build an extension to fill in the gap. So I'm going to do all that at the same time, and I'm going to build a jig so I can drill the holes for the DC Concepts PowerPoints that's going to power the liftgate and help keep it lined up. So I will probably film that process later on today, but I'm going to start today. So I'll go through the cutting and I'll come back with all the pieces of wood cut, and we'll start doing some assembly of the liftgate. So the liftgate's the width of it's going to be 15 inches, and go from there. I'm also going to allow for bridges on the liftgate. So I'm going to adjust the wood cutting so I can create some sort of valley underneath the bridges. I don't have enough height for a proper roadway, so it's going to become more like a ravine. So grass and gravel and whatever kind of stuff, a gully. So we'll see how this turns out when we build it. So that's it for a bit. I'll come back later when I get some more cutting done. Okay, guys. Well, hi guys. Okay, I'm back. I got all the wood cut to size almost. I gotta do a bit of trimming later. So I'm gonna start building the sides of the liftgate. So I'm gonna pause the camera. I'm gonna tilt it down so you can see what I'm gonna do. But I'm gonna use a biscuit joiner so I can join these pieces together to create the sides of the liftgate. Because I want to have a bit of a space underneath the bridge. So I'm going to use the biscuit joiner to do the joining, and then once it's all glued up, I will trim to final size. So let me pause this camera and just tilt it downward. Okay, let's go to town. So I'm using a standard number 20 biscuit. And I marked the wood where I'm going to cut the biscuits. And so I'll do the one side and I'll do the other side. This works out. Now we'll do the mating pieces. So that's one side. Now we'll glue it together. I got more biscuit joiners, more biscuits somewhere around here. So, and in here, all the blue surfaces here. So when it's all done, it'll look like that. Okay, I'm back. I found the glue. So we're all set. So we're gonna put a fair amount of glue on here. And we'll put some in here. Biscuit in. A bit of glue on the biscuit. And we'll shove it here. And we'll put a clamp on it just to keep in position here. And make sure you line up your reference marks when you glue it together. Like that. Just this way. Clamps on the floor. One side. The other side. It's a standard woodworker's glue. Nothing too fancy, I tell you. Put a bit of glue on this part. Shove the biscuit in the slot. Just like that. Put a bit of glue on the biscuit. And we'll shove this one together. And we'll get another clamp this up. And we'll let this glue cook up a little bit, and then we'll take it apart and we'll clean it up. So let's take care of one side, and I'll duplicate it for the other side. So we can put that aside, and there we go. So I'll turn the camera off, and I will get the other ones glued up, and then we'll see the next step after that. Okay, back in a bit. Okay guys, so there is the basic structure of the lift gate. It's not fastened together, it's just all the material is cut now to assemble it. So you can see that I've installed the pocket holes for securing the end panels. I put a brace in the center with some holes for some feeder wires. Okay guys, I am back in the garage. I built a jig so I can drill the holes for the DC Concepts alignment dowels. So according to what DC Concept told me, you need to have these things installed as low as possible point from the top edge of the hinge. So I set up for my picker lift gate, I'm going to drill the hole 4.5 inches from the edge, and because of the legs and on the bench work, I'm 5 inches in. And they supply a drill kit. So this is a paddle hole, and I'll drill it down through both pieces of plywood. I got it clamped on this side of the drill press so it doesn't move, and we'll drill the paddle hole on both ends, and then we'll set up to drill the holes for the pins. Now, because of my deck, the plywood sub row bed is going to be 1/2 inch plywood, so in theory the pin is going to be 5 inches away from the top. So let's go ahead and drill these holes and we'll see how it turns out. So that takes care of the 2 paddle holes. Now I'm going to set up the next drill bit, which will be 19 millimeter, and the best way I find to do that operations is use a test piece first to set the drill bit to get so the fitting is flush with the surface of the wood. Okay, I'm back. So I set the drill depth to approximately 2 millimeters. So we're going to drill all 4 holes. One side is the gate side, the other side is the fixed portion. Let's drill these out. And before we drill the next hole, we want to make sure that they're pretty well flush. And they're pretty good. You can accurate in wood. You can see that. Where are we? Here we go. So it's just flush. So we'll drill the other 4 holes. Check that one. Last one. Okay, I'm back. So these are 13 millimeter holes, so they go straight through. Put them in there, so you can see there. And there's the back side of it. That's just for allow for the wiring go into the module. So we'll drill the other 2. Let's take care of that. Now I should mention too, when Larry, the DCC guy, did his dowels, he drilled the holes using a hand drill. And I watched him having some difficulties because of where he was working, I guess. But I find the drill press is more accurate, and I have to have a drill press. So I'm going to use that to drill my holes. So the next step after this is assemble the drawer, the lift gate. And then we'll start fitting the hinges and see how it works out. So we back in a bit, guys. Well, hi guys, I'm back. Okay, you see the lift gate is in its closed position now. Now this is not finished whatsoever. It's strictly a rough state. But you can see the opening here that I did for bridges and some sort of scenery detail. I haven't sure how we're going to do that yet. And we don't have any plywood on top of here. And we have no block inside here to support this yet. And I also noticed earlier that this benchwork here, the peninsula area, is only locked over there. I might add some more bolts to that wall side so it doesn't move as much. Right now it's got a bit of flexibility. But the concept is there. And opens up. Just like that. And it closes. And I'll move the camera a little closer to the hinges. That is a key thing about lift gates. You can see that. I've put a piece of 1/2-inch plywood on top of the bench board. And it's a 1/2 inch high. That thing is all you need so that it clears the track. When it opens up, you have a decent gap inside here so the track clears. And you can see the alignment pins. Eventually, there'll be the power points. I can get one, I'll show you. These guys here, they're spring loaded. And they make contact with the other half. Right here. So they fit like that. I just got those, that came with the drill kit, so I'm using them temporarily till I get all the electrical done. But that's it. You can see those things there. And there's the other side. And the connecting point right there. So, that's it. Simple. And I'll fine tune this as I go along. I'm going to move the hinges out more to the edge. I just want to make sure it worked. I'll cover all this lower part in with some 1/8 inch plywood and fill it in. I made this bigger than the actual bridge size you needed, just to give me some room to do the scenery part. But that's it. Simple. And I think the final dimension ended up being about 30 and a half inches this way and 19 and a half that way. I had to redo, in fact the legs aren't even in yet because I had a problem with the adjusting it level here. So I reframed this entire corner right here. This has all been redone. I took all this out, recut that one board and made it wider because it wasn't allowing enough room for this hinge. But I think the concept is good. I don't see no issues whatsoever. Let me turn this way here. We can open it up, go through, and close it up. And we run away. So, another step closer to running trains. Okay guys, that's it for this update. And I hope if you like it, please subscribe. As Mike says, doesn't cost a dime. And we carry on with the build. So the next portion that's done, we'll find out. Well, that's it from the Dundas Junction Model Railway. Have a great night, guys. Thanks for watching.